the section 7 of Contract Act, that is accept.
Mohit sir, sorry to break in, but the screen is not visible.
I think no, we are able to see the screen. I think similar.
We are able to see visible.
I think I think this is okay. Let me just answer this. I think for everyone. Okay, I think there might be a issue with a couple of people that they're not able to see the screen, or the screen is having a lag, or there's a audio is a lag. I would suggest if you can just put it in your chat. If you can just put it in the chat rather than interrupting the speaker, because there are approximately 300 people. There must be one or two people who would have this concern that they're not able to see the screen and all. Because if you put in the chat, it doesn't disrupt the flow of the session. And also, I'm just putting the chat the YouTube link. I've just put in the YouTube link, the link of the YouTube. You can, for anyone who's not able to log in, you can just send this link to them. So they will be able to see our screen as we are doing. They'll be able to see it as well.
So what is the name of the chat box? Where can we find? There it is. If you can see my screen, there it is. The show conversation button. If you have logged in from the mobile, just swipe up. You'll see. Okay.
And otherwise, you can go to YouTube and search for SCC online. Let me just quickly, share my screen, Mohit.
Sure.
Right? Let me share my screen. So if you go to YouTube, you will be you search for this title, SCC online session for Narsi Mohanji NMIMS, or you just go to SCC online channel. You will see a live video already going on over there.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I'm sorry.
Can we shoot Microsoft Teams session?
It's up to you.
This is for the students who couldn't join in, so that you can just share this particular information with your colleagues. They can join in or they can view it from the YouTube.
There is a limit. There is a limit in Microsoft Teams that more than 300 people cannot join. So we were told by one of the students, or I think one of the faculty members, that there are more students who wants to join in. So keeping that in mind, we have made a YouTube link right now. Okay. So Mohit, I'll take it from here. You can take care of the chat. So anyone, I'm saying it again, anyone who faces a challenge with the audio or the video not being there, please put it in the chat. Do not interrupt the speaker, because the entire flow will take a lot of time otherwise. Mohit, you take care of that, right? Okay, so we were at I think the last I saw
We
Mohit was.
covered the browse related topics and Bayrak sir. So
Okay.
we were again. I guess we are going with the research now.
Okay, perfect. So let's start with the most easy search, that is word and phrases. Okay. While I'm pulling this up, anyone who had mentioned that people cannot join, please send them the YouTube link. And if there's any challenge in accessing the YouTube link, or if the video is not coming over there, then please put it in the chat as well, so that we can see that as well. But right now it should be working, because my screen is what is getting telecasted on YouTube. So coming to words and phrases. Now, words and phrases is a legal dictionary. So a lot of times, and this will happen. This happens to me as well. It's been 9 years I've been working with SCC Online, and it still happens with me that a lot of new words which comes my way, and I don't have any idea what the word means, because in the legal fraternity, the words have a different meaning altogether. We cannot be applying the Oxford Dictionary in our profession. So what we can do is, if you talk about Mohit, could you also? I think I just got a chat from someone that is saying that there are two voices coming.
It's fine. Maybe he has opened the live event and as well as the Teams.
Okay, okay, ठीक है. So in words and phrases, there are two options: show the list of words starting with type text, or show the list of words type text anywhere. This basically means, let's suppose if I search for the word bail, right? And the first thing has been searched, so you'll just look for in the same sequence BAIL. So bail, bailiff, bailey, anything that comes after BAIL, right? Or basically the derivatives of bail. In case I'm looking for anticipatory bail and I write bail, it will not give me anticipatory bail, because anticipatory is a different word altogether. So in those scenarios, you have to click on this one, and then you write bail. So you'll see bail would be coming as first word or second word or as well as third word as well. So this is the difference between the two radio buttons. Let's say I go for only the word bail and start search. Now this gives me a definition. Okay, the first definition is starting from here and going till really long, huh? Going up till here. So I said this particular definition is coming from A.K. Gopalan versus State of Madras case. The second definition is coming from some other case. The third one is coming from again from some judgment, and the fourth definition is coming from what. Now, what is happening over here is a definition which has been discussed, which has been defined in a particular case, will also be given to you. Like you can see the three initial definitions. The fourth one is a legal dictionary definition, the Wharton Dictionary of Law, which is a legal dictionary. So you'll get the both world information. One, the practical world, how it has been talked over there, and also how it has been defined in a legal dictionary. So you can pick it up the meanings and get going from here. Now, does it include your legal maxims? Does it include your your Latin words? Yes. Does it include all the words? No. So this is based on our book, the hard copy that we sell, that is word and phrases. So whatever is there, it is available over here. So there will be few words that there's one word Jamabandi. I'm really sure of that it's not here. So if I search for Jamabandi, it will not give me a search. But if you cannot find some meaning of a particular word over here, do not worry about it. There's other ways to search for it that will come in word search. We'll talk about that. Okay. So this is word and phrases. Let's click on this again for dashboard. And you're back to this. Find by topic. I will just do a quick thing for you. In case you want to see, what all comes under administrative law or what all comes under, let's say, aviation law. Mohit was talking about aviation law in the previous example. So if I click on aviation law, it says under aviation law, principal topic, Aircraft Act comes in, airports, demurrage, storage charges, International Airport Authority, National Airport Authority Act. These all things comes under the aviation law. Under arbitration, what all comes in? These all are the subtopics which are discussed under arbitration. This is to help you understand the topic better. However, if you click on any of this and you click on search everywhere, which is right at the bottom, and you click on go, it will give you the search for this particular point of law, that is appointment of arbitrator. So you can do the search as well, and you can also understand the hierarchy of the topics, which is, I think, important to for your to understand the basics. I will explain this screen in a bit. Let's move forward. I'll come to this and these three later. Let's come to word search, the most common search, and I want to show it to you with a very simple example. Like I said in the starting, that you have all know how to do research. It's just that you need to be now more focused. You have to make your search focus more on the legal part. So for that, let me just open Google for you. Okay. So let me just leave this. This is a very important article actually. I'll talk about this in a bit. Now when you go on Google and if you want to see a judgment on a particular topic, correct me if I'm wrong, right? So we write like this. So latest judgment from Supreme Court of India. Let's take not on reservation. Let's take on something else. Let's take murder. So I'll write later judgment from Supreme Court of India on murder. And then I get all the judgments. 3 crore 92 lakh judgments have been poured in front of me and just been thrown at me. And you will see this India Kanun is given over there, latest laws, case laws, then a lot of journals, a lot of blogging website will come in over here. Now, my apologies, sorry. Now, the point that we, miss out big time, especially in our initial days, initial years, when we get this result, which is in 0.54 seconds, we got so many results, we compare this with the legal research software and say that, oh, we got 3 crore results over here, but in SCC or in LexisNexis or in other softwares, we only got like what? 10,000, 20,000. Why is that? That means this software is not good enough. Not really. We always forget that the research is not yet over. The research has just now started. For you to figure out which one is the latest judgment from Supreme Court of India, you have to go through all these things. And even then, you will not have any surety that which one is the latest document. Now it says October 29, 2020 judgment. Supreme Court stays execution of death sentence in murder. Now I don't even know if this is a judgment or not. I have to read about it. It says Supreme Court of Wednesday stayed the execution, so it can be just an order, or it can be on some particular judgment as well. So again, I have to go and read about it. Let me show the same example on SCC. So I'm going to do the same search. I'm going to go over here and paste the same thing. Latest judgment from Supreme Court of India on murder. And let's do a start search. This is a more of a conceptual search than showing you the feature of the judgment or of the software. Now look at this. It says 729 judgments, documents. Out of 729, there are digest notes. We'll talk about this in a bit. These are head notes or ratio of the cases. Then you got judgments from Supreme Court, Privy Council, High Courts, District Courts, Historical Courts, foreign cases, and all the stuff. You also got rules, articles, and also, but only 729. And in Supreme Court, there are only 99 judgments on murder. Now, what did you search for? Latest? So does it showing me latest judgment? 1st of January, that's an article, not even a judgment. Himachal Pradesh, I asked for Supreme Court of India. So first thing we need to do is, we'll just come over here and say only Supreme Court. What will happen is, it will just, remove all the data and just show me Supreme Court of India judgments. So out of 3 things that we asked for, latest, Supreme Court, and murder, I got 2 things. Supreme Court judgments and on murder, we got these 2. The third one is latest. So for the latest, what I'll do is I'll go for sort by. In sort by, I'll come over here and click on chronological latest first. What will this do? This will rearrange this entire results and give me the latest judgment, which is coming from 2nd of November 2020. And the other one is coming from 31st of August. So just remember these. I want you to remember these 2 judgments, 2nd of November and 31st of August. And it says 99 is the total number from Supreme Court and the total number for the results is 729. Let's go back. Word search again. Now, why am I saying that you have to understand this from this perspective, from Google versus SCC? Is because, like I said in the starting, you have to mention everything in Google. Latest, Supreme Court of India, and everything. In SCC, you don't have to. You just write the point of law that is relevant to you. Murder, abduction, arbitration, culpable homicide, whatever it comes to your mind, just put it off over there. Just the law, the legal words, and start search. Now, some of you would have already understood why I'm doing this, because I have the option inbuilt in SCC which lets me select only Supreme Court, so I don't have to write Supreme Court, and also gives me latest option over here, so I don't have to write latest over there. And now if you see, the result from 729 has been jumped to 97,000, and Supreme Court is from 99 has jumped to 5,300. Let's say only over here. That'll give me Supreme Court on murder and the latest. So now have a look. What we were missing, and this whatever that we were missing is good enough reason for us to lose a case, because we were thinking that the latest judgment is of 2nd of November, whereas 3rd of November is the latest judgment. We were thinking the second latest was 30th of August. However, 30th of August se pehle there are 11 more judgments. Barring the 2 topmost, if I include them, there are 13 more judgments which came after 31st of August. And we were missing out all that information. So this is a pure recipe for disaster. If you just do the entire search, you might get the results, latest judgment from Supreme Court on murder. But when you go to the court, people just make a mockery out of you. When you go to the court and says, my lord, this is the latest judgment from 2nd of November and the second latest is 30th of August. The other counsel will be like, this person has not done his homework, let me just play my cards now. So now when you do a search, let's come to this one, the first column. When you do the search, it does a search in the entire database. The database that I showed you in the starting, the data coverage, that all that is covered right over here. It says we got judgments from Supreme Court, we got judgments from Federal Court, Privy Council, all the high courts are available over here. Then district court, historic courts. If you want to see foreign court judgments on murder, those are available over here, right in one place. International courts, tribunals, acts, bills, rules, notifications, articles, treaties, constitutional documents, law commission reports, everything has been searched together. Because the point over here is when you're doing a research, it's not that you're only doing a research in judgments. You sometimes have to read the report, sometimes you have to read the treaty, sometimes you have to read the article, sometimes you have to read the act as well. So everything has to go hand in hand. You should not be going back and forth all the time. So that's why everything is given over here. And I'm sure by now you already know the only feature. You can do the only feature as well. You can also do analysis over here. Let's suppose someone says that which state has the highest number of murder cases. Now some of you will say UP, some will say Allahabad, some will say Bihar. Now you can't do a Google search because Google will just give you unless until there's a report over there, that's a different story. But if you see this over here, and guys, listen to this very carefully. It says Allahabad is topping the charts right now. Allahabad, Delhi, and then what else? Is there any other high court? Punjab, Haryana is actually the topmost. Rajasthan, okay, so Punjab, Haryana has the top maximum number of cases on murder. And the second is close to is, I think, Madras and Delhi. So Delhi is like totally next to it. And then Allahabad. Now, some of you would, I would disagree that Allahabad has the highest number of cases in murder because Allahabad came in the year 1866, which means it is actually 100 years older than a lot of courts that we know of. So the tenure also makes a lot of difference. The period that the judgment is coming from is actually for more than 100 years, whereas this is not for more than 100 years. Then if you come over here, go further down, when you say Punjab, Haryana has the highest number of cases, you have to also keep in mind that Punjab and Haryana, they are two states with one common high court. So can be another aspect. The reason I'm giving you all these things is so that you don't just go with the numbers and just blindly go with it. You have to also put things in perspective, that why and how. Okay? Having done this, let's go in the second column. Whatever you select, I'm sure by now everyone knows about it. Whatever you select over here get displayed in the second screen. Now the second column, whatever you select in the second column get displayed in the third column. Okay, there's a question in the chat that how come the judgment from 727 jumped to 5300? I think we missed out one important part because in the previous search I had written extra words. I wrote latest judgment from Supreme Court of India. 7 extra words on murder. So it was searching for all the words latest judgment, Supreme Court of India, on the everything. That's why it was giving me less results. You need to understand when you're doing a search in SCC, if you write 10 words versus if you write 10 words on Google, what happens is Google will give you the best permutation and combination. If 10 words you have searched for, it'll give you the best. Let's say 6 are coming in one document, it'll give you the results. In SCC, what happens if you search for 10 words, it will only give you those results which has all those 10 words in one document. I'll repeat. If you have searched for 10 words, all the 10 words would be searched in one document. If 9 words are coming in the search and 1 word is missing, it will not make it to the search. Okay? Now this is important. Let's suppose you're searching for cases of murder, like we're searching for, and you want to see cases of murder where the wife was murdered with a knife. So you write murder, wife, and knife. You write 3 words. Let's suppose it does not give you wife and knife results and just give you a murder search. Will that be relevant to you? It'll be a totally different search. So what is important that you write only the words which are most important. Don't write the verbs and all stuff. Just write the main words which makes the sense out of which is the most important words, and then do the search. Now moving ahead. Now we see it says J3. J means the full judgment. It's a full text of judgment. And 3 means the judges that were part of this quorum. The judges who sat down in judgment were 3 in number. Okay. Now this judgment is of J, and 2 judges were part of the quorum. So divisional bench. This is a full bench. This is a divisional bench. You go further down, you might see some different numbers. A single bench judgment available over here. Now, what is the purpose, further purpose of this? Whatever you select over here get displayed in the third screen. So it has a ripple effect. Now see the third screen. It says before Justice Chandrachud, before Justice and Justice Malhotra and Justice Banerjee. Now out of 3 names, only 1 name is in bold. Why is that? This means whenever you have some particular judge's name in bold and hyperlinked, that means he or she had authored the judgment. So this means that out of the 3 judges, only Justice Chandrachud had given his, has authored the judgment. The other 2 just concurred with him. Okay? So you will get to see that information right over here. And now, in case you want to copy a particular paragraph, you can simply highlight it, do a Control-C, Control-V, works over here. But then, there will be some judgments which will not let you highlight the way I just highlighted right now. What will happen in those cases? In those cases, what will happen? You would be requiring to apply another technique of copy pasting. So if you see this, Justice Chandrachud and Justice Sarkaria name is in bold. Justice Bhagwati, his name is not in bold. That means these 2 have authored the judgment. And also, if you click on any one judge's name, you jump to their part of the judgment. So if you see, it says Justice Chandrachud for himself and Justice Bhagwati. I click on Justice Sarkaria's name, so he is just concurring with Justice Chandrachud. Now, there's a head note portion over here. We will talk about this, I think, more in detail in a bit. But let's get to Justice Chandrachud. Now over here, if you have to copy a particular paragraph, you cannot copy a paragraph because this has been disabled in few judgments. Any judgment which will have a head note or which will have these icons, you cannot highlight. So what you can do is, if you want to copy a particular paragraph in this kind of judgments, you have to click on this paragraph, one click on this, another click. Depending on how many paragraphs do you need, you can select that. And then you go on this feature, that is this feature, that is Smart Copy. And you click over there, Smart Copy. It will copy all the paragraphs that you selected in the previous window into a different window. And from here, you can highlight, do a Control-C, Control-V. It will also let you email this particular document to yourself or to someone else as well. And this, it also gives you the party name along with the citation of the case. This would be required because whenever you're copying a particular thing, even in the articles, you have to write the source. And in judgments, if you're citing a judgment, you have to, without a fail, you have to mention from which particular case you have cited this particular document. So that will be taken care of. So you can simply highlight the entire thing, do a Control-C, Control-V, works like magic over here. Okay. That being said, let me show you one more feature. Saving and emailing is a basic feature. I'm sure everyone knows how to do about it. If in case you have any question, we will be able to answer that in a bit. Let me get over here. That is the print option. Now guys, there are 2 options primary. This is just a subsidiary of this one. One is a non-true print and then is a true print. In case you want an internet printout, you can go for the non-true print. Yes. No worries. So the copying part is if you just click on these icons, you still have to select your paragraphs of your choice, and then you have to click on this icon over here. That is called as Smart Copy. Okay. And once you click on this, it will open into a different window, and from here you can copy as much as you have copied from there.
Thank you, sir.
No worries. Now moving ahead with the true print. Now in the true print, like I said, this is non-true print, which is an internet printout, which means you can take an internet printout like you can take on Google. This is the same, which will give you the copy of the way it is printed on the SCC Online website right now, which is not acceptable in the court. So if you want to do that, be my guest, do it. Otherwise, if you really want to go with something which is more authentic, which is acceptable in the any court of law, that is TP, that is true print. You click on that, you select your pages. Let's say, let me take only a couple of pages and do a print. Now have a look at this. Now, those of you who have seen the journals, I doubt how many of you have visited your library considering the current pandemic. So, but if you have seen any law report, if you have seen any judgment as it was get printed, this is the same copy, this is the same format as it was printed. You can go to the court with full confidence because of this sign. This is stamping of SCC Online True Print. You are in Mumbai right now. Maharashtra, all the state judiciary offices of Maharashtra and Bombay High Court and Supreme Court and various other 13, 14 state judiciaries are using SCC Online as their official legal research tool. 14 state judicial officers are using SCC Online as a research tool. So if you go over there, they understand the authenticity of this. Secondly, this document cannot be edited. So if you submit it before the court, they understand this is not altered. This is the original document, so they can blindly, rather than checking it with their law reports, they can admit it and consider it if it's the right case. So that's the purpose of true print. Okay. Let's go further now. Now, in case we've talked about murder cases, now if you want to search for case of murder and where wife was murdered, so I can do a sub search. So it will only search for murder cases, under murder cases wherein wife was murdered. So only 2077 cases are there, and it says accused living with his wife in the house, murder of wife by the husband. So this is the simple way of doing the searches. So you can do a sub searches. You can do 6 sub searches. I'll be able to show you some more examples in case I have the luxury of time. But let's move further. Let's go back to search. Now in the search, we talked about one word. What if you have 2 or 3 words coming together? Then what we can do? Then you can, I'm going to take an example which is common to everyone, not a legal word as such. I'm sure everyone has heard about this. If not in law, but probably in a Jory LLB movie, Jan Hit Yachika, public interest litigation, also known as application for to raise a particular concern in the society for the welfare of the masses. So public interest litigation, if you search for it right now, what's going to happen is it's going to search for public interest litigation as one word. Also, public interest and litigation as individual words as well. Look at the results. It says 64,000 results, right? Keep this number handy. Let's go back. If I pick up this same thing, how can I make sure that I only get public interest litigation as one word? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put double quotes before and after public interest litigation. So I'm going to put it like this: public interest litigation, double quotes. Now the reason I'm giving this example is for any legal word, locus standi, motor accidents, dowry death, public interest litigation, compensation claim, put Constitution of India, put double inverted quotes. It will make it as one phrase, not as individual words. Now if you see, we had 65,000 results earlier. Now we have now dropped to 20,000. That means 45,000 results have been excluded from the search, which were not relevant at all. Okay. Now in public litigation, you can look for judgments related to human rights, or you can look for judgments related to national parks, or anything else like domestic violence. You can write anything over here. It will search only in this 20,000 results, not in 40 lakh judgments. Now, if you remember a few minutes back, we talked about this 2 number, 2 and 3, which was talking about the number of judges who were part of the quorum. But before that, it had J over there. But now this has D. Now, what does J and D difference is over there? J is a full judgment. D is a digest note, which is also mentioned over here. So let me explain digest note over here. Digest note is a summary of the case, or we also call it the ratio of the cases, the law point of the cases. So anything which has been discussed in one case, it gets bifurcated into smaller capsules of information that is called a law points. I think some students are asking about how do we access SCC online through eProxy. You will have a session with Sangeeta ma'am, who's the assistant librarian for your university tomorrow. So she will be able to, she'll be taking you through that, part as well. So, she'll be able to answer that question. Okay. I understand a lot of you would like to do the search simultaneously, but don't worry. After this session, we will also be giving you our email address, our contact details, so you can reach out to us, and we are not running away from anywhere. Okay. So you will be able to get in touch with us, get hold of us rather. So now let me give you an example. Let me take an example of Bombay itself. You heard about this case of Bombay blast, the Mumbai blast, when Kasab entered India through international waters, and then he trespassed into the Taj and with guns and did mass killing. Everyone knows what he did, right? Now we all talk about this case as a terrorist attack. But do you know that he was charged for a couple of more things than just a terrorist attack? He was charged for, entering India illegally, right? He didn't take a ticket. He didn't take a passport, and he had a stamping of visa that he just entered. He entered through through the water. Then he had, illegal possession of arms and ammunition. He had a connection with the international terrorist group. This is all before planning and execution of terrorist activity. He was also, to the extent, he was also charged for going to the platform without a platform ticket. Now anyone who has read the entire case can talk about these things like I'm sharing you all these things. Otherwise, everyone thinks it's a terrorist attack case. And I think the last thing would come to your mind would be he would charge for the platform not taking a platform ticket. Now there are two ways to go through this. One is to read the full judgment, or wait for some other person to read the full judgment and makes notes for you. Now in the second part, you cannot rely on anyone and everyone. So that's why we have editors. Like editors you have in the newspaper division. So when you read a newspaper, what happens? You see so much of information. You have like 2 paras of information coming over there, but the heading says, which gives you an idea that okay, this thing has been talking about. Let me give you an example of IPL. Now, I think yesterday Delhi and Mumbai had a match, right? So Delhi lost the match, if I'm correct. I don't follow IPL, so don't correct me on this. Let's take an. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, great. So Delhi lost the match, right? Mumbai won the match, and now I don't know who's the captain for Delhi, or whosoever it is. Let's say Gautam Gambhir. Okay, so Gautam Gambhir is there, and he's shaking hand with. Otherwise, who's the captain for Delhi? Let me just get my facts. I'm sorry. Shreya. Okay, so Shreya, right? So Shreyas. Okay, sorry, sir. Shreyas. So if Shreyas is shaking hands with Rohit, if I'm right. So Rohit is shaking hand, and then there's a picture over there, and there's no heading. It doesn't say that who won the match, or was it was it a tie, or went into a super over. Nothing is written over there. So with that picture, could you make a head and tail out of the case? What the news is all about? You can't. But if the heading says that Mumbai won the match, Delhi and Mumbai won the match by this many wickets or by these many runs, you clearly knows what is being discussed. And then even if you don't read the entire thing, you know what is being talked about. So you can basically choose what you read. That's something similar that is we're doing in the head notes. So now if you see, it says 2012 judgment, 3 SCC 1. This is a different judgment, this is a different judgment. And now this, if you come to the third screen, it says Article 32, PIL, maintainability. NGOs and public spirited citizens, initiative taken in exposing 2G spectrum scam. So while you're reading this says that this entire thing was discussed in para 101. So you're not reading the full judgment, you're just reading a part of the judgment. And then if in case this point of law interests you or makes sense to your research, you can simply click on this citation. It'll open the full judgment into a different window. And there's a full judgment. And what is happening over here is these are all different cases. These are not one similar case. So if we go to the next one, this talks about allotment of retail outlets for petroleum products, LPG and SKO dealership. So government, discretion in such allotment. So if this is a case about allotment, about having government central government involvement in such allocation, if this is the case that you're talking about, then this would be a case relevant to you. So you can click on this and read this thing. So this is the head notes, which makes a lot of sense. I'll give you more example of these once we get to the next search. Let's get to the next search. Let's get to find by party name over here. Now in find a party name, there are two ways to search for a judgment. One is a traditional way. You select your court and you put the party name. Other is you can write the famous names. Like, Red Fort attack case. It will decode the name. Let's say Mumbai terrorist attack. Muhammad Ajmal Amir Kasab. If you say Bombay, it'll give you a different one because that is Yaqub Benon case, right? That's the different one. So this is basically giving you decoding all the type of cases in case you don't remember the party names. But let's come to this one, and let me take an example of a case that we all know. It's a overruled judgment. I'm sure you heard about this case, Golaknath. I've taken all jurisdiction so that in case I don't remember the court name, I can take all jurisdiction. Now Golaknath, I remember the other party name was Punjab, so I can write Punjab anywhere. It's not a mandate I have to follow the pattern. And there's the case. So don't write versus, put any name of the two parties that you have with you and just double click on this. It'll open the full judgment for you. Now while you open the full judgment, have a look at this. This will make more, I think clarity on head notes. It says one judgment, 120 head notes. Now Supreme Court J11, J means full judgment, 11 means number of judges were part of the quorum. And out of 11, 1, 2, 3 and 4, only 4 judges had authored the judgment. Now the second one comes as D. 11, we already established what 11 means. D, that's the first head note. Second one talks about the meaning of state. Third one talks about Article 141, meaning of amend, meaning of declared, meaning of state, Article 32, and so on and so forth. Now what is happening is you're just reading the points of law, and you will understand what the entire thing was discussed in this case. I understand we are in the first year, we do not know the entire constitution, so we can't make head and tail out of a lot of articles till now. But this will help you in the longer run. Now another thing. Now if you go do a Google search, and be my guest, do it. If you search for Golaknath, is it overruled or not? It will say the judgment is overruled. Now I disagree with that statement when you say a judgment is overruled. A judgment cannot be overruled unless until all these 120 points of law has been either struck down or is overruled by some other case. So what is happening over here is again the same thing. People have to read the full judgment to tell you that which part of judgment is overruled. That's why they do not say it. So what you can do over here is you can just come over in the search and write the word overruled. Okay? And do a start search. When you do this, it's gonna filter out all the head notes of this entire judgment which were overruled. So out of 120, there are 15 points which have been put over here. So point this is not overruled, but probably a word overruled is coming, and all these are overruled. If you click on any of this, it says it was a dissenting opinion and it was overruled in Kesavananda Bharati versus State of Kerala. This is a simpler way of doing the search and finding it out which point of law is overruled. So my suggestion to all of you, irrespective of what you're doing a find by party name search or you're doing by find by citation, anyways, any search that you're doing, first thing you should do is do a sub search for the word overruled and see if it says no result found, that means nothing is overruled. If some results comes in, that means something is overruled, and that's how you should go about it. Quickly, one more search, and I think then I will open the question answer round. That is, you can search by journals, various citations, journals. So you have AIR, SCC, in a martial law journal, DRJ, DLT, whatever you have, comes in your place. You have it handy. Put the citation over here. Let's say 2010, volume 1, and get citation. And it'll give you that, because in this judgment we will be giving you equivalent citation of that particular judgment where it is cited. And I would like to ask the senior students and the first year students as well if the next feature is, if they want to know about this feature. Otherwise, I'll open this question. There's a feature of compendium. How you can make a compendium when you go for a moot court competition, or when you'll go to your actual practice. You have to, if you, let's suppose you have 10 cases that you have in hand, and in all the 10 cases you have to take a printout and you have to number them one by one in the same sequence. It usually takes an hour or two. Would the audience would be interested if I show them that you can do the entire thing in less than 1 minute, and it actually take a 1 minute? So okay, so let me. This is actually, I think I'm giving back to you. So I've taken 1 hour from you. So I'm gonna give you the 1 hour in back. So let's say I want this document to be some part of my folder. So I click on this, and I click on this that says add to my folder. I click on this, and it says SLS Pune. I say let me make a new folder. So new folder. Click on new folder. You can create as many folders as you wish to make. And I say NMIMS. Enter. So my folder is there. Select folder, and I've saved this particular document in that folder. Okay. And let's take one more judgment. That's the same case. Okay. And in this, you can add articles, you can add judgments, you can add acts, whatever you think is relevant to your research and that you would like to be a part of a memo. You can add this. So let's take this one as well. By default, Nasim Honji would be there. That comes over here. Let's take one more. There's over here. So 3, I've taken 3, 1 judgment, 2 head notes. And now how do I access this folder? I have to go over here and go to my folder and view folders. You click on view folders. It'll show me all the folders that I've created till now. And the good part is, because initially I said that you have to register yourself. So that means your login would have your folders that you can access from anywhere. So let's quickly go to Nasim Honji. So that's our folder. And these are 2 head notes, 1 judgment. Now if in case I want all this in my compendium, I can say select all. And quickly go over here, the printer over folder icon, and go to the last one, that is create case compilation. One click on this, it'll say, do you want to change the name of your compilation? I said, let it be. Click on create, and that's about it. I think in couple of seconds, your document would be ready, and there it is. It is ready. The index is there, index which is totally editable. You can write anything. Let's say this one is judgment, last one is judgment. So I say I want to cite para number 3, which is probably, let's say, on page number 4. Okay, I can do that as well. I can make it bold so that it's more there, and I can save it. And then when I go to my pages document, my first document is here. That's a digest note. Second one was also a digest. So there's 2 pages, and third one was a full judgment. So judgment starts from here, 4, 5, and so pages. And there's no limit to that. You can make thousands of pages of printouts, and you can simply download this. And once you download, it'll be a PDF file. You can put the table of content first, followed by the pages, and submit it before the court or anywhere that you want to see. And I think it should save, at least couple of hours. I have seen a lot of my friends doing the researches and doing the compilation feature, and because of their feedback, I had to bring this into SCC Online, and now it is for you guys. Over to you. I think I don't know if I have time. I have so much to share, but I think we don't have time. Sangeeta ma'am, if you can confirm, because with this time limit, I would not be able to cover the high no line as well. So if I have some more time, 15 minutes or 20 minutes, then I can cover more. Otherwise, if the time is a constraint, then we can probably schedule another session. Whatever you think, I'll go as per your direction, ma'am.
Don't have any idea about students have any other session. Students are ready, then we can go ahead. Anybody can answer? Can we take some more time? Hello?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's a really encouraging feedback. Let me show you now. You have given me something. You have given me a time. Let me show you something more interesting.
Yes, they have a lecture at 5:45, sir. So we can end it up by like.
Okay, 5:40. Yeah, 5:40 we can I think cover. So there's a mood court resources. Now a lot of times we go to mood court. Now I'm showing this earlier. I never used to show this because first year student never used to go for mood court competition, but now we do. Now let's suppose you go for a mood court competition or you could not go. In any of the case, in any of the scenarios, if you want to see the best team memo or the winning team memo and the problem. So let's say I click on this Amity Law. Now in Amity Law, you can see in Amity Law 2018 what was the problem. The problem would be given over here. The winning team from the applicant side or respondent side, their memo is also given over here. So you can read it, you can learn from them, and especially for the first year students, right? If let's suppose you go there and you could not make it to the final rounds, but you want to see that the team who won the competition, you want to see what extra they had done. This will come in handy to you. Okay, that's one. Then quickly one more thing, like we spoke about the Constituent Assembly debates, that should be a base for your any search. That is browse secondary materials. Let's go over here. And guys, I cannot stress enough on this that how important the Constituent Assembly debates are. You can take my words for it, and you can thank me later. Let's click on Constitutional Documents and click on Constituent Assembly debates. There are 12 volumes. Each volume consists of 7 to 8 days of discussion. And this is so simple because first of all, it has different headings. So election of temporary chairman, message of goodwill, and then what the address was, what the chairman address was here, that is given over here. And now just to give you a food for thought, why this is so important. We got our independence in the year 1947, August month, right? On 9th of December, almost a year before our independence, 300 people sat down, and not on the road, not hiding somewhere, but in the Constitution Hall of New Delhi. And what were they discussing? To make the Constitution of India. And now read this part. The chairman said that we got 3 letters from America, China, and Australia. And one of the letters says, I'm not going to read the entire thing. India has a great contribution to make to the peace, stability, and cultural advancement of mankind, and your deliberation would be watched with deep interest and hope by freedom-loving people throughout the entire world. That means the entire world also knew that we were about to get free from the British rule. Now this is just a tip of an iceberg. If you start reading this, and these guys, this is, again, I'm saying it, I'm reiterating again, this is simple language. This is like 2 people talking and someone just documenting what is being talked about. But this will make you, such a strong base for your researches, for your conceptual knowledge of Constitution and Act, which are right now available, that you can, on the first case, you might be standing before against a stalwart like Hari Salve or Kapil Sibal and all, and you will not shake because your concept would be in place. You're not just touched only the topmost layer of law. You have actually gone ahead and taken a plunge and gone deep inside an understanding from the root. Okay, so do that off. One more search, and then we can quickly do quick searches on High Online. That is word search. You can search for in case what we showed about on a section wise searches. In case you want a judgment on a particular section, Let's say you want judgment on negotiable Instrument Act, Section 138. You can write negotiable Section 138. You'll get the judgments, but to make it more, precise, don't write sections, because sometimes sections are written as SS dot, S dot, section completely. Just write negotiable and 138. And in between, because we want these two words, negotiable and 138, to come near each other. Because negotiable is coming somewhere else and 138 of IPC is coming, they'll not make sense to me. So I'll write near. Negotiable near 138. And whenever you write near, near is used when you want these two words, and you have to click on Boolean. And it says near means 10 words. It will search in within 10 words. If these two words are coming in more than 10 words, it will not give you the search. Start search. You'll get all judgment on Section 138 of Negotiable Instrument Act. Similarly, you want IPC Section 100. You can write IPC near 100. You want Contract Act Section 17. Contract Act, double quotes, we got two words, Contract Act near 17. It'll give you the judgments. If you want two different acts being discussed in one judgment, like Negotiable Instrument Act and IPC 420, so just write IPC near 420. In sub-search, you don't have to click on Boolean. So you do the search IPC near 420 and it will give you the full search. Mohit, could you please confirm one more thing, Hind Core or Platinum?
It's confirming.
Yeah. So it is giving you now negotiable 138 and IPC in 420, and there you can see it. Both the acts are discussed in one judgment, Section 138 and 420, right over here. So these kind of searches can also be done over here. One more search in the near aspect. Whenever you're looking for, like I said, don't write the full sentences. Like this sentence I wrote, that don't write the full sentences, you have to write the main words. But I gave you one example where I said I want cases of murder where wife was murder and the knife was a choice of weapon. Now if I write this, I do not want wife and knife to come far off, right? I want them to make sense, and to make sense they have to come near each other. So the same thing, near and near, and it will just give you the search. While Mohit is confirming the Hind online, I'll just give you one more search over here. Let's suppose I'm looking for cases of compensation which are arising out of anything. Let's say medical over here. So just write medical. If you don't want to write medical negligence, you have to put double quotes. Compensation near medical, Boolean search, and start search. It'll give you all the cases wherein compensation cases are coming out of medical negligence. And there you have it. So this is a simpler way. Do not write full sentences. Search through digest notes, and do not write search in the do not search with the entire sentences, because even if you put one extra word, I'll give you one last example, and I think by that Mohit would be ready to go. Let's suppose we search for dowry death cases. Okay, this was the actual research given to me in Jharkhand. Dowry death, where bride burning was took place, and there were multiple dying declaration. Yes.
What is the full form of SCC?
It's Supreme Court cases.
Thank you, sir. Sorry for disturbing.
No worries. So dowry death, bride burning, multiple dying declaration, right? 3 words, I can put all the 3 and start search. You'll be surprised with the search, as I was when I did this search. Like I said, even one word will spoil my search. It just said one judgment. I really wish this would be the platinum. Okay, so I wish that this was the actual scenario of India, but it's not, unfortunately. So I can't really figure out what went wrong. Luckily, I have another option. That is, I can break this searches into smaller capsules. So what I can do is, to figure it out where I went wrong, I'll search for dowry death. I'll do a sub search for the next word, that is bride burning. So till now my search is okay. Bride burning is still okay. That means there's something wrong with the third word, multiple declaration. Now guys, dying declaration is a legal phrase. Multiple is dying declaration is not a legal phrase, because sometimes they write dying declaration of multiple. there were more than one dying declaration, and so on and so forth. So if I do a dying declaration search, then it does give me some relevant results. And now if you go to digest notes, they're only 89 and high court at 3. I can now write more than one. What I mean to say is more than one dying declaration. And start search. And let's see. There it says, if there are more than one dying declaration, they should be consistent. So that's the easy way out. And in case you don't want, I'm sorry, I'm just allergic to the pollution that is happening in Delhi right now. So if you don't want the bright burning results, you can simply cross this out. Now just keep a look at this, 86. If I cross it out, it will increase the more than one results because bright burning results have been excluded from the search. So that's for the last search over here. I have 10-12 minutes. I can quickly do Hein Online over here. But for your reference, if you need any of the assistance, what we have talked about, there's a question mark over here. You can click on the question mark and go to View User Manual. You click on View User Manual. It'll open up a help center for you. All the things that we discussed today, copy or near, that will come over here. You click on it. It will just give you the pictorial manual, or it can also give you all the webinars that we have taken till now. All the webinars will come over here, individual tile wise, so you can also see those. Okay, now let me just quickly do Hein Online to bring Hein Online for you guys. Now guys, the URL for this particular portal is heinonline.org. Now the good part is because we have understood SCC Online, this will just hardly take 10 minutes, not more than that. You click on, because you'll be coming through the e-proxy, the moment you click on login, it will just simply jump to the main page. But with me, it's going to be asked for a login ID. So now in this, what you get the English law judgments from 1200 to 1867. You get Philip Jessup Library, which is the international moot court. So if you want, like we saw in SCC, we saw this moot court resources for Indian moot courts. This is for international moot courts. That's a Philip Jessup Library. I'm sure a lot of you would have heard of Jessup moot court competition. So their database is kept over here. Then 150 top journals of the world, which are cited 90% of the times, are available over here. And then you have your constitutions of the world along with some commentaries and all. And recently they have added these two, civil right and social justice, pertaining to only and only UK or US, that is the acts and the judgments on these topics. And COVID-19, the latest laws and everything would be available here. Yes.
Sir, the login ID and password will be provided by the college, or we have to create our...
No. So, like I said a few minutes back, once you log into your e-proxy server and then you type in this heinonline.org, you'll click on login. The moment you click on login, the Hein Online will recognize your IP address and it will, without ID and password, will let you log in. So you don't have to log in Hein Online. Okay? Yeah. Now there's a browse option over here, like we did in SCC Online. You can browse through the information. But I think that is, I just show one over here. Let's say I click on Philip Jessup, or let's say Law Journal Library. So you click on Law Journal Library, the list of law journals will come over here. You click on any of it. It will give you that particular journal's entire starting से लेके आज तक की जितनी volumes आई हैं, all the volumes will be given over here. You open any of it, you can see it, or you can search in this particular, journal as well. So that's the browse part. However, if you want to do a search, so search has 4 options. One is a full text search. So let me start with that. Let me search for one word, merger, and enter. Like we did in SCC Online, that you could, do only Supreme Court, only High Court, only articles. Similar thing can also be done over here, but not only wise, but you can click on this. So let's say I only want English law judgments, English reports. I can click on this. Rather than showing 39,000 results, it's gonna only show me English reports. So I'll do the click over here, and with the no time, it will give me all the English law report judgments wherein merger thing was being discussed. So this is a case of Gills versus Viscott. So let me uncheck this. Let me get to law journals. Now in law journals, there is one important factor. Whenever you're searching for any topic, let's say I'm searching for topic merger, there are a lot of times you have to also see the best combination which has been talked in relation to merger. So apart from, does it also provide international law books? Minakshi, I think, had asked a question that does it provide international law books. It does not provide international law books, but it does provide international law journals. Now, law journals like Harvard, Cambridge, your Oxford, your Yale University, your ABA journal, all these big shot journals which will cost you a few lakh rupees only for one journal are already available over here. Okay? So not the books. Now, on the merger topic, now it says from merger mayhem to merger miracle. Now the topics which were discussed in this particular article in respect to apart from merger was bankruptcy law and security law and regulation. If I scroll further down, it says the second one is talking about attorney legal profession deposits. Good enough. And this one talks about legal ethics and security law. I'm interested in this one, antitrust and restraint of trade in respect to merger. So now basis on this, I click on this merger case and it'll open the full article in front of me within no time. And you'll be noticing one thing that is available over here. That is the merger case. This is in the form of a PDF file. So you actually Hinoran gives you the exact PDF files that you can search with. However, if you want to copy a particular paragraph from here, you have to click on this text of this page. If I click on text of this page, it will convert this into a Word file, and you can highlight as much as you want. Control C, Control V, Control Paste works wonderfully, easily over here. Let's go back to the search. So we were, let's stay back. We were here. Now, what if I want to see, I have so many results coming in front of me, 39,000. I want to see, which one is the most cited document in judgments or articles. So I go to sort by. There's an option. And in sort by, I will go to number of times cited by articles. So I click on this. And now see this portion over here. It will change and it'll give you some reference numbers. This reference number will say that this particular article was cited in 1900 articles and 16 cases. And the second one is obviously it's a descending order. This one, which is from Yale Law Journal, which was cited from 1500 times. So what happens is when you're looking for a topic, and if you're in a jiffy, you would just want to just get the most cited article and want to start your search with that, then this search will take you a long way. Okay, let's go further to the next example, that is citation search. Now in citation search, you can write the citation of any journal, but my favorite or my recommendation would be you go for this citation format guide. In format guide, you can pick up your journal. My favorite journal is Harvard Law Review. I think whenever I try to find some important judgment, I end up on Harvard Law Review all the time. So I look for Harvard Law Review. There we have it. You click on any of the journal citation because Harvard Law Review has changed the citation over the period of time. So you click on any of the citation, take the volume that you have, take the page that you have of your journal. I'm taking the most common one, 1+1, and search. It'll give you the judgment from 1887, the first Harvard Law Review report, which came there in 1887. Page 1, volume 1 is given in front of you. Okay. Moving to the next one, that's your catalog search. Now, catalog search is for the students or the researchers who want the specific information. Now, for that, you click on advanced catalog search, that is right over here. I click on advanced catalog search. It has a couple of options. So if I click on the drop down, you have author name, you have a ISSN number, that is the number written on the journals on top of the front page, on the cover or on the back cover. You can write a series like SCC is a series. On a subject, a publisher name like Eastern Book Company is a publisher. You can select any of that. Let's say subject, and the second thing I want to say is author. So let's say slavery over here, and author, let's say John. Okay, you can write John, you can write George. John, George are the most common words, so I'm just gonna pick that up. So search with it, and
I guess, sir.
I'm just done. I know I can see the chat on my phone, so I got that part.
Okay, sir.
So last example, that is now versus this full text. अगर आपने search करते full text के अंदर slavery या John के ऊपर, slavery and John would have been discussed anywhere. It would have given the search. Not as a author, not as a subject, but this catalog search is giving you anti-slavery, slavery coming in the topics, and the John Henry, John Collins, John Hunchkins is the author. So this makes it more of a specific search. And the last search for the day is your case law search, wherein you can find judgments or with a citation. So I have picked up a judgment in the starting, and I think I didn't copy it. Very good. Mohit, in the meantime, Mohit will just mention our email address in the search. Mohit, you can reach out to us on that particular email address, and this email address is not only for Mohit, it's for all the trainers, including myself. So the mail would be sent to all of us. Now this is judgment. I just copy it and do the search over here. It says Norfolk case. You paste the citation over here, start search, and you get the judgment on Norfolk versus whatever the case is. I couldn't read the second party name, and that's how you're gonna go about it. And it will take, I think, a couple of seconds. In the meantime, I know we just have 4 minutes for our next session, but in case anyone has any question, you can simply ask the question. I'll be more than happy to answer it. In case you're running short of time, use the email address to drop in your queries. We'll be more than happy to answer and revert to you. And there's a case, Norfolk case is coming over here. And with that, I quickly end my session. And now over to you. Anyone who has any question, please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Anyone
Hi,
want
sir.
to ask a question?
Yeah.
Yep, go ahead.
Sir,
Hi.
sir. So I wanted to know if is there any easy way if there's a case and I want to go throughout the case, like if it was in the High Court, then the High Court, then Lower Court, and up till the Supreme Court. So is there any way to track down the entire case history?
You can do that. You can certainly do that. It's a pretty easy thing. I think sometimes we don't realize that information is right in front of us. Now you open any of the judgment, okay? Any of the judgment that you pick up. I will not be able to give you till the trial court level. I will be able to give you from the High Court and the Supreme Court over here. For the district court, you have to go to the other end. Let me show it to you first, and rather than giving you all this yarn without showing it to you. When you open any judgment, okay, see this. It says this is Supreme Court of judgment, and then it says civil appeal number. This is this, and decided on 14th of 2009. Okay, this is the original citation of the court. Now, if you scroll down further at the last. So if you can see, this is there from a judgment and order dated 16/2/1999 of the Honorable National Consumer Tribunal. This was the original petition, okay, and then it might have gone to the High Court or straight away come to the Supreme Court of India. So at the end of the judgments that you see, we have started putting this footnotes, which gives you the origin of that particular case. And if you are wondering that how can I search with this appeal number and serial appeal number, you can simply go to word search. So 124 or 1993, you can go to word search and just write 124 near 124 near, or you can just write off actually. That's the correct way, of 1999, and that was, what was it? Uh, Original petition. You can just write original petition before that, and then you'll be able to get the original judgment as well. I don't know if you're covering this. This we are covering this. So let me check if I might have it. Near, now this is original petition would be double quotes. If not like this, this is the when you're on the judgment, you can simply go through this. If not like this, then you can also pick up this, the party name of the case that you have just talked about. That's right over here on the top. And what you can do is when you're doing a search, it is, we don't have this in the tribunals. We don't have the tribunal. The tribunal coverage is not 100%, so it might not be there. The other way is you can also search by party name. So like when you search for a particular case which is coming from the High Court to the Supreme Court, so if you click on, say, all jurisdiction and search for a party name, it will give you both the High Court judgment as well as the Supreme Court judgment. Okay. But one thing that I would like to mention right over here is the coverage of High Court is not 100%. No journal will do 100% coverage of a High Court, but Supreme Court is more of 99% judgments which are get published on the portals. So there might be a thing that when it was a High Court level, it was not an important judgment as per the publisher, so he might have not put in that judgment as well. Okay.
Thank you so much.
I'm sorry.
Sir, where you search the recent case, maybe said to you, it
Yes.
should be 1993, and
Oh.
you search 1999.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's why
Maybe. I think I just went wrong on that. Oh, thanks. Thank you so much. We can recheck that. But in the meantime, I think I'll take the question. I think we understood the point how we need to can search on that. But thank you for the correction. Any other question that any student might have?
So can we search by the years of when the cases when the judgment was passed?
Yeah, you can certainly do that. There's an option. There are two ways you can do that. So one way of doing it is by search. Now, if you see any judgment, how the judgment is written, it says decided on May 14th, 2019, right? So you can write the same format, May 14, 2019 in double quotes. It'll give you all the judgments which were decided on that particular case. That's a long way to go about it. The simpler way is through this, browse judgment by court. If I click on browse judgment by court, it will say that, okay, what judgment, from which court do you need a judgment? From Supreme Court, from High Court, District Court, from other international jurisdiction? I have Supreme Court. Which decade? Let's say the last decade. Now 2019. Which month? Let's say October. Which date? Let's say 23rd of October. And it'll give me all the cases which were decided on 24th or 23rd of October 2019 in front of me. I can click on that. I can do that search as well. Okay. Did I answer your question? Yeah.
Sir, and the otherwise, we should also go through the
Author-wise, you can do the search right from here. So there are two things. It can be author-wise or it can be quorum judges-wise as well, right? So when you're in this word search, you see this at the bottom. It says quorum only and author only. If we click on quorum only and let's say you just write Justice Sikri, okay? I would prefer just write the last name. Don't write the full name because sometimes some publishers write the full name, some publishers write the initials. So if I just say Sikri and start search, it's going to just search for Sikri only as a judge's name, not as a victim, not as a witness, not as a counsel, not anywhere else, but as the quorum name. So right now what you're getting is just a Sikri's judgment. But in case you want to see author-wise, like some article has been written by some author, then the same thing will prevail. You come over here, now in the place of quorum, you can just click on author only and write any author's name, and you can write. So I remember Justice Contevo. I'm forgetting the name. Justice Guaba. Now Gaba. Gaba.
You can use Deepak Mishra sir as well.
Deepak Mishra has written articles.
Like one or two. Yeah, but I'm
So I don't know. I think some author would be there. I can't recall anything. But yeah. So that ways you can.
search
So
Indu Malhotra. You can do that.
yeah,
Indu Malhotra. Sorry. Yeah.
Hindu Malhotra, ma'am. Author only. Start search. This is for only for articles. Understand that. If you're giving me Justice Indu Malhotra name, then it will be quorum only search. If you're talking about author as in articles who have published the articles. So let me just do quick search. Mohit, give me a common name of India.
Sir, Justice Chandrachud might have written a few articles.
I think let's take. I think let me just give you a simple name. Give me a simple name. Ramesh.
Red Malani.
I'm going with Ramesh.
Prashant.
Yeah.
I'm going with the most common name, Ramesh. It should be someone. Ramesh should be there who has written some articles. Yes. So this is what I'm talking about. See, this author of an article, he'll search over here. So when we're giving when we're giving the judge's name, if judges have written some article, it will obviously come over here. But because I think we were not able to find any article by the judges, so I had to take the common name. So so the author only is for the articles, quorum only is for the judges. Does that make sense over here?
I believe that's fine.
Any other questions? Yes. Go ahead.
Sir, am I?
Yeah, we're audible. We can hear you.
I actually wanted to ask all the IBC cases, do we get relevant information here because there is a different portal for IBC cases? So do you think the relevant information here
See,
SCC?
see the bankruptcy code. If I'm correct, you're talking about a bankruptcy code, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So see, a bankruptcy code as a topic. If you search with it, you'll get all the judgment wherever the bankruptcy code has been discussed, right? So
Right.
that is the same search like we were doing for other words. You just write any.
We can do also few dated topics for the IBC.
Yeah, we can also do that. Considering that we have IBC over there or not. I'm not because this was started in the lockdown period, so this is still being built up. So let me see. Bankruptcy code would be a part of. But I think that's what I'm thinking. It'll can come in different heads, not there. But I think I'll show you the better. I'll show you the better because I think what she said was she wants to see the judgments, not the created one, but the judgments in general.
You can go with find by topic.
So you can go for find by topic, or you can also go by word search. So anything, if I just search for bankruptcy, right, and any word related to bankruptcy, you can search with that. I can't really recall of any particular word in respect to bankruptcy or insolvency. You can write wherever the bankruptcy has been discussed. You'll get all the judgments over here. Even you know the judgments you can that. I think there is a board for bankruptcy, right? If I can recall correctly. Which one is that?
Yes, sir, there is a board for it. Yeah. And they also have deliberations on committee of creditors.
Yeah. So there those reports and all might be available over here. Reports of commission. But this way you can do that. And also there's another thing what Mohit shared earlier on the browse acts and rules. Over here, browse acts and rules. If you go to central acts and there should be, yeah, there it is. Insolvency and bankruptcy code is given over here. So if you click on this one, so you have rules, regulations, schemes, and all that is relevant to bankruptcy code from the act, from the statutory side. But when you get to the act itself, so what I think one of the student was telling me that we can go to the query topics. I couldn't find in the query topics. But what you can also do is if you need some information in respect to bankruptcy code and you want some hand holding, then like Mohit shared some act, I'm sure would have shared some act, showed you this particular blue boxes. So now on this topic, inconsistency between Central and State Act, there's a judgment which is coming from 2018. That the brief about the judgment is given over here. If you read about this, they say that this judgment is one of the important judgment on this topic. If you scroll down further, you might find more, judgments on effects of Section 2E as amended on 2018 and others. So this way, either by word search, if you just want to see all the bankruptcy cases or all the relevant cases, you can see over there. Or if you want some, hand-picked information on bankruptcy and insolvency code, then this browse acts and rules will come in handy.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sir, hello.
Yes,
I think all questions are over now.
ma'am. One more question is there. Tell me. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you,
I can hear you, Rudrash.
sir? So I have a specific question, sir. Sir, so in Manupatra we have an option known as interactive timeline. So, for example, the Supreme Court has cited a particular judgment. Through that particular option, we can find out as to how many times the judgment has been cited by which court in future. So
Okay.
do we have that option?
We do have that. We do have that option. So let me take a case which is a landmark judgment. We know about this case, SP Gupta, right? Judge's appointment case. So let me take this case. Yeah. So I open this particular judgment. Now over here, I'm not going to do a comparison over here. I'm going to show you something what is extra. Okay, that might not be available over there. That is first thing, just to give you an answer, there's an option over here that is case reference. Okay, so I click on this and right now it says one judgment. If I click on this, it will automatically show me wherever this case was ever cited. Now when you say cited, now cited can have different treatments. It can be cited negatively or it can be cited positively as well, right? So it was referred, it was relied on, it was distinguished, it was just cited, or it was followed. All that information has to be mentioned at the same time. But it makes no sense if you just say that this judgment was cited or this judgment had used it, but you're not talking about on which point of law was it cited. Because you might be thinking that, oh, my case is SP Gupta. I'm citing this case, and there are so many other cases which have cited this particular case. They might be talking about some other element of the case of SP Gupta, but not the point that you were trying to cite. So you have to read the case. Now, what happens in SCC? It doesn't give you a straightaway judgment. It gives you head notes that in Sunil Samdaria case it was cited. Now, what was the treatment given to it? SP Gupta case was explained and relied on. Along with this, it also gives me that, Supreme Court, that is Skora versus Union of India case was also relied on, and Sumil Sabdaria case, which was a further case which came after this, which was the previous case, was also referred to. Then you go to the second one. It's talking about separation of powers does not strictly apply in India. On this point of law, SP Gupta case was specifically been cited. Then PUCL case, in this case, exactly where in which paragraph it was mentioned, that is given over here, and also mentioning you that along with other cases, along with SP Gupta case, other cases were referred to. So there are two things happening. You're getting the treatment, you're getting the law point wise, and the second thing, you're also getting the other relevant cases which are talking on the same lines. Because let's suppose SP Gupta case is relevant to you, that makes this case also relevant to you, but that also should make all these 6 or 7 cases which were referred also in your favor. That means rather than looking and citing 2 cases, you can now cite 7 or 8 cases which are on the same point of law, that is Article 19, protection of certain rights, and you can now refer all the 7 cases. So it gives you that information.
Sir, one small query.
Please go ahead.
Last one.
Yeah.
Sir, is there any way to find out that which senior has what success rate before which bench in Supreme Court?
Say that again.
Sir, is there any way to find out that which senior counsel
Yeah.
has what percentage of success rate before a particular bench? Now, for example, let's say the bench of Justice Indu Malhotra and Justice Hemant Gupta, or the bench of Chief Justice of India, Justice A.S. Bopan and Justice Ramakrishna.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So which senior has the high success rate for that particular bench? Is there any way to find that out?
Can I ask you a counter question on that?
Yes, sir.
How did that help you in your research?
So not in the research, but it helps in, while practicing.
Like to whom to join?
No, sir. Not
Then-
whom to join, whom to engage while having an appearance before the Supreme Court.
Okay, but no, this feature is not there. See, these understand this software is made. I can add 10,000 features, but these softwares are made for this research perspective. I know where this search is coming from. I have used Manupatra, I've used LexisNexis, Westlaw, I've used all the softwares. But the purpose we are not going on those lines is because we are being very specific to research. And the features which is graphical representation and everything, which does not make sense to our value system, that the research system that we are abiding on. So, not have it. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I think all questions over now. If students have any query, now they can send the mail.
Yes, ma'am. They can certainly send the mail, ma'am.
Session.
Thank you so much,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much. I would like to say thanks for the wonderful session. It's really very useful for our students, and I hope students solve their problems and queries. It will be helpful for them. I would also like to say thanks to Mohit. Thank you, Mohit, for arranging such a wonderful session and giving a training session to us.
Next
I would
time,
also like to
yeah. Sorry, ma'am.
say thanks to all the participants who joined the session. And for first year students, I know there are a lot of queries in their mind, but due to some reason, our today's library session is cancelled. So I will take a session tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. We will meet again and be sure that all queries will be solved tonight. So just we will meet tomorrow. Okay? Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Mohit.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Take care of yourself. And all the best, everyone. And thank you for giving us time, and thank you for letting us extend the time. We will see you soon in person, and even when you're in a profession, you will meet us regularly. Mohit, we can end this recording as well. I hope that you've taken the attendance. Okay. Ma'am, we will send the recording to you and the attendance tomorrow morning. Ma'am,
Okay, thank you.
thank you so much. Everyone, take care of yourselves. Thank you. Mohit, you can end the session for everyone.
Sure. We are ending this meeting now.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.